Okay,
My name is Maya Michael, and I've been fundraising for 6 years.
excellent. Okay, so what is Maya's Friends?
Maya's Friends is an organization, more like a group, that helps the hungry, the sick, and the poor people in the city of Windsor.
How did it get started?
Well, it started when I was about 7 and we went to the U.S. and I found a man looking in the garbage and I was devastated. I felt so bad. And so I told my dad, maybe he's hungry. Can you get him a hamburger? So that's what he did. And the man's face just lit up and it really warmed my heart. So then while we were sitting down, we saw the man eating the hamburger and he left half for later. But I felt like it still wasn't enough, so I gave him a couple of my apples that came with my Happy Meal, and he was so happy that someone really cared for him for once, and I don't know, it just lit me up. So on the way home, I was talking to my parents about it, and I asked them, well, I don't know, why was he looking in the garbage? Because I wasn't really into it. Back when you're 7, you just think, oh, I feel bad for him. I don't know what's happening, but I still feel bad, so I'll just get him this. So I asked them about it, and they told me that he was a poor person, and I felt so bad. So I told my dad that maybe we should do a lemonade stand to help other people like him in the city of Windsor. So first I suggested it in our front yard, on the driveway. But my dad said, maybe you'll get $10, that's it. But we want to contribute more. So we went to different sponsors, and they decided to sponsor us. And we asked the Superstore for a location, and they said that they would be glad to have us there. So that's where it started, and we've been doing it for 6 years now, and it's been a long journey, and it's all thanks to me and my friends. You know, I'm just so appreciative of all the people that decided to help us.
So you said that you saw a man in the States.
Yes.
Have you ever noticed anyone in Windsor?
Of course, I've always noticed people in Windsor, looking through the garbage, sitting on the sidewalk, asking for money. And I've really felt bad because there's a lot of people that think it's all a lie and just people just do it so they can have money, but it's really not. There's people like that. If you go to the Mission, the Salvation Army, the WIC Center, Street Help, you'll see them, and it's not a nice view, but it's just you feel so happy sharing with them what you have, because I want everyone to be as fortunate as I am and as we all are, with good food, healthy food. We're all in health, we all wear nice clothes and everything. I think that everyone deserves to be treated equal.
That's excellent.
Thank you.
So do you remember that first feeling, that very first time that you saw somebody? Do you remember the actual emotions that you felt?
I felt devastated. I felt sorry. I felt like I was gonna cry. And then after that, it started small, oh, I feel bad. I'm devastated. Then after I watched him eat the hamburger and so much pride and he was so happy, and I started to feel even more bad because we don't live there, so it's not like we can give him a meal every day. So I don't know, it just really made me feel sorry and feel bad.
So you said that a lot of people seem to think that it's a lie.
Yeah.
What do you say to those people?
I tell them, you know what, you can think whatever you want, but I know that there's people that are living in hunger. Maybe you don't, but I know that there's people living in hunger. You can go visit the Salvation Army, you can go visit the Mission, you can go visit the WIC Center, and you'll see for yourself with your own eyes that there's people that are less fortunate than we are.
So how old were you when you did your first lemonade stand?
I was about 7 years old because we went during the winter. So that summer, we kind of got sponsors in March, April. So then during July, we actually made it happen, and it was such a good feeling. I can help these people finally. Kids have a say in the city of Windsor. We have a say. We can make a difference. Anyone can make a difference.
So what was it like putting together that first lemonade stand? Do you remember what you had to go do to actually make that lemonade stand happen?
Well, first I needed a group of friends. We started off with 12 friends, that's it. We had to run between all 3 doors of the Salvation Army, trying to make sure that we can get as much money collected for these people. We needed sponsors, so we asked like the Superstore, we asked McDonald's, we asked Silverstein, and they've all agreed they were wonderful people. And then, so then we had to squeeze the lemons, which took us a good amount of time, but you know what, it's worth it, it really is. And I remember that day, it was the second day, because we do it for 2 days every year. And I remember that day when we were announced that we did the biggest food drive in the city of Windsor. And I was so proud, like, look what I have done. We've made a difference. Me and my friends have done something. And you know, that's just like a turning point in my life.
So you said that McDonald's and all these different places, they sponsored
Yes.
you. How did they sponsor you?
Well, okay, so Superstore gave us the location. McDonald's gave us huge, like, jars so we can put the lemonade. They also gave us orange syrup so we can mix with water and sugar. They gave us ice. They gave us cups.
You were saying. So what is Maya's Friends?
Maya's Friends is an organization, more like a group that helps the people in Windsor, mostly like the poor, the sick, the less fortunate. And it's a group of friends that want to make a difference in the world.
So how did Maya's Friends get started and how old were you?
I was about 7 years old when we drove up to the States in winter, and we stopped at a McDonald's and I saw a man looking in the garbage and I was devastated. My face went blank. I felt so sorry for that man. And so I told my dad to get a hamburger for this man, and we gave him it and his face lit up and it was such a good feeling. So I saw him eating it and he just felt so happy. So I was sitting down, I got my Happy Meal, and I found that there was apples, and I said, well, I have apples at home, I can always eat apples, but how about this poor man? He doesn't get these kind of healthy fruits, these kind of healthy vegetables. So I gave him the apples, and he felt so good, you know? He felt like someone cared for him for once. And on the ride home, I was telling my dad about it, and I was asking him, Dad, I don't understand, why was the man looking in the garbage? And then he told me, and he and my mom explained to me how there's some people that are less fortunate and that they don't have everything that we have. So I started thinking about it and I said, why don't we do a lemonade stand to help these people? They really deserve it. So they said that it's a wonderful idea. So I was saying maybe in the driveway, but then, well, you're going to make like $10, maybe $20 if you're lucky. But we want something big. We want something that's going to encourage people. So we talked to several sponsors, including the Superstore, which gave us a location. And they were proud to give us the place. And that's where it started.
And then who else sponsored you?
There was the Silverstein, McDonald's. A couple years later, Fred's Farm Fresh sponsored us. Oh yeah, Vista gave us some shirts and like they helped us with hats, bags. We had a lot of things that they helped us with. And it was like, I don't know, I'm just so thankful for all these people that want to make sure that we can make a difference in the community.
So you said, I'm going to repeat myself again, so you said that you've seen homeless men in the States.
Mm-hmm.
How have you noticed homeless people and people who need help in Windsor?
I've noticed them, well, every year after we do our fundraising, we visit this Salvation Army and the Mission, the Wick Center, Street Help, just to give them the money that we've raised or the canned goods. So, and when we walked in, you can already see homeless people above on the road, on the street, and everything. So, you know, it's heartbreaking, and you know, it really makes me wonder, like, they were kids like us one day. How did this happen? You know, because I want every kid to realize that we can make a difference in the future because we are the future. So if everyone has world peace and everyone is treated equally, maybe we can eliminate hunger. Maybe we can well, you can't really eliminate sickness, but maybe we can start helping those who are sick. Start helping them with maybe medication, donating a bit so they can find a cure for them. And I don't know, it's just something that I think is possible because anything can happen, right? And I think it's really possible if we all work together as a team. Not only kids, but also adults can make the contribution. Anyone can help them.
So what reactions have you noticed from, first of all, people who help you?
People that help me, I don't know, they seem like, first they say, okay, we're just gonna help them because why not, right? We have nothing to lose. But when they actually like help, I feel like their face lights up like, I'm doing this, I'm actually helping someone. I can't believe it, like this, and it's like a turning point in not only my life, in their life, and it also encourages more adults to help too. Because when you see your kids doing all these wonderful things, the adults look and say, maybe I can not only encourage my kid to do more, but also I can encourage myself to help these people.
What are the reactions that you've seen from the organizations when you as a child, and now you're older, but when you and your friends do something so incredible, what are the reactions from the different organizations that you help?
The reactions from the organizations are amazing. Like I don't think they count on us like every year, but it's because most people donate during the winter because it's Christmas, it's the time of giving. But we donate during the summer where there's not a bunch going on. So it's like, I feel like the organizations are grateful to have us, and we're grateful to have them because if not, all these people would be on the street, And like, for example, the mission in the Salvation Armies feed thousands of people every day. The WIC Center takes in youth. Imagine kids on the streets. Imagine it. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
So when you have brought donations, have you seen any of the people who benefit from your donations and how they've reacted?
Yes. So what it is, we drop off the food and then we ask for a tour. So they give us a bit of a tour. So like, this is the cafeteria. Here are some examples of the room. They let us meet a couple of the poor people, and they're almost in tears trying to say thank you because it really means a lot to them. And I don't blame them. Like, whatever happened, if they've done something wrong, even if they're just gone on the streets, it doesn't matter. They still need help. We all should get forgiven. You know what? We all do mistakes, and I think that the poor people are just. I'm really grateful to have them because if not, who else would I support, right? I don't know. I don't think that they're the only ones grateful for me. I think I'm grateful for them for giving me this learning experience as well.
So what organizations have you supported?
I've supported the Salvation Army, the Mission, the WIC Center, Street Help. I've supported the Ronald McDonald House, the Hospice, and much more organizations. And I'm just so proud. Like, even Alzheimer's, everything. It just makes me happy. I've also volunteered a lot in like the senior homes. I've danced, sang with them. We've played bingo together, and it's just, I don't know. Even if they're not poor, even the seniors, it's nice to see light on their face. Like, finally, I get to meet a child because maybe their children don't visit them. Anything. It makes me so happy to know that I've benefited someone in their life. And like, it would make anyone happy, honestly. It's just such a nice feeling. And I think, like, honestly, if anyone wants to join my group, I'd be grateful to have them because it really is a wonderful learning experience, a great way of friendship and stuff. So I'm so thankful for everything.
So you started out with 12 friends?
12 friends.
Has it grown?
Yes.
Have you seen any of your friends go off and do their own kind of thing now?
Okay, so we started off as 12 friends, and then the second year we got to 18 friends. Third year we got to and it's kept multiplying, and now we're at 30 friends, which is amazing. Anyways, so we have a lot of friends. So for example, Gabby Wilkinson, she has her own organization, and so I saw what she was doing, I was like, why don't we get her on board with us? So then, like, and now she helps us with her siblings and everything. And also, there was also, what's her name? There's also another girl in our group named Marie, and she helps for We Care for Kids. She's part of the organization, and she's a wonderful human being. She helps doing lemonade stands for them, and of course our whole team goes to support her, because even if it's not for my group, for her We Care for Kids, I'd be happy to help or support anyway. It really, it's such an inspiration that they've learned from my group, and they've gone to do their own things. You know, it just makes me really happy.
So you you started the lemonade stand when you saw a man who needed help.
Yes.
Before that, have you ever noticed people needing help before? Have you ever reached out to help someone before? Or
Yes.
was that like a pivoting point for you?
Well, before, my family used to sponsor a lot of families that were less fortunate. Since I was born, you know, even before I was born, we would always sponsor families that were less fortunate. But it didn't really, like, click in my head. Like, it was just, oh, we're just supporting them, you know, like, encouraging them. We used to always give to the Salvation Army Red Kettle and everything. But then when I saw them, and it was, like, a huge, like, kaboom in my head. Like, these people actually, like, exist, because the families we supported weren't that poor, like, living on the streets. They had, like, maybe a small house, less fortunate, couldn't buy a meal for every day. But it wasn't like that, like someone looking in the garbage. Like, it was devastating. It really was.
So it was like an eye-opener.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you were helping this family that you knew was out there but didn't see how your help
Yes.
was going. So has it always been lemonade stands? Have you done other things?
Yes, of course we've done other things. So we've done lemonade stands. We've gave cards during Christmas time, and it was just like an act of kindness. We've done a bunch of things, like during the winter, we set up a stand and we were giving away cookies and brownies. We've visited a lot of senior homes. We've danced, we played with them, and it was a beautiful moment. We went to, like, Roma Keys, the St. Clair Village, and it was amazing. The people there are beautiful, and they each have their own separate story, which really brightened my day. We've done a lot of things, like we did the walk for cancer, and, you know, like, and we're also looking forward to doing an apple bite for seniors. So it's like, you know, at school we always bite apples at the same day on this specific day. So maybe we can do it with the seniors now, so, like, they feel like, you know, there's still life here. You know, we can get through it all together, and I'm loved by everyone that's surrounding me. We're also looking to do, during the winter, instead of lemonade, we can do hot chocolate. I'm looking forward to maybe going on the roads one day and trying to find people sitting, like, on the streets, maybe closer to, like, the Salvation Army and the mission, since they go there, they eat, and then they come out and live on the roads for a bit. So I'm really looking forward to meeting them, asking them for their story. Maybe we can donate some food, maybe we can take them out for lunch, you know, just to brighten their day up, because I feel like everyone, like, kids can make a difference in the world, especially if, like, the seniors have so much fun with kids, because it's like we're their grandchildren. Even the people on the road, even adults, like, they feel like they're loved by someone, because most of the adults, if they have kids, they're less fortunate too, and they're maybe babies, they're maybe 3-4 years old. The teenagers might leave their parents at one point. So it's like I feel so happy to be with them and help them.
I'm going to go back to one question that I asked you when my camera was off, because I liked
Okay.
that kind of aspect of, what was it like when you did your first lemonade stand? What did you have to do? What did you, like, you know, in preparation for your first lemonade stand, what was it that you and your friends had to do?
So first we looked for sponsors, and so we went to the Salvation Army Superstore. We went to the McDonald's house, or McDonald's. We went to Silverstein, and we asked them to donate something. So the Superstore donated the area for us to have our stand. McDonald's had orange juice for us. They had ice. They had big jars to put the lemonade and the orange syrup in. They had cups. So, and Silverstein donated lemons. Fred's Farm Fresh donated lemons. And then, so the lemons, we hand squeezed ourselves at home. We were about 20 kids and each one on a table trying to squeeze the lemons by hands. It was a lot of work, but it's worth it because, like, it really encourages us. Like, kids can make a difference in the world. We can. It's not a theory. It's a reality. And not only kids, but also adults can make a difference. Anyone can make a difference in someone's life. And I think that's something beautiful about life.
I interviewed Tracy Ramsey, who's an MP. She
Yes.
brought your name up. She brought your name up, Gabby and Andrew, and you're all in this. But she said that sometimes organizations go to her for help, and the best people that she can think of to actually send them to are the kids. So
Yes.
you guys. So have you ever had an organization or a charity come up to you and ask for help?
Yes, we've had PC Children. So it's just a foundation that helps kids that are less fortunate, that are hungry as well. So, but mostly I think it's us that go up to them because like any day I'll just be sitting around and I'll be like, today I want to make a difference, and I'll call someone and I'll tell them we're ready to do something. We're ready to help you guys, and I think that's what's the beauty of it because like we're always talking to each other, trying to make a difference in these people's lives. It's not like, because most kids, most adults, most even seniors are really like, they're either on electronics, they're either busy, they're either playing sports. But I think for us, it's more, we want to help. We'll do anything to help these people, to make sure that they have a better life, just so that they can live like we live.
I'm going to take this down a little bit. Okay. So what do you think are the biggest obstacles? Well, actually, first I'll do this one. What are your biggest contributions to these charities? Is it the awareness that you bring to these charities? Is it the funds that you bring? Is it just the fact that you're helping them? What is your biggest contribution?
I think the biggest contribution is the awareness that we bring to them, because it's just, honestly, I don't think they really mind the funds because there's always people out there to help them. But I think it's just the fact that kids are there to help them that make their day brighter and better. I don't know, it's just, I feel like it's the awareness because anyone would donate funds for them because they know that people out there are not as fortunate as they are. So, but I think it's the awareness that is like, kids are here. We have a future. We have a future. The future is gonna bring us light. It's gonna be better, you know? So I don't know, I think it's the awareness for sure.
What do you think? Why do you think kids are capable of making such a big difference in the lives of the people in our community through your fundraising efforts? Why do you think that kids are capable of doing that?
I think that kids are capable because knowing kids, me being a kid, when they want something, they can do it. They make sure that they get what they want. So I think when they raise awareness, they're making sure that we're gonna make a difference. We're gonna do this. We got this. And as a team, we can do anything. And I feel like it's like a sport, kind of, like a soccer team, like a basketball team. When people contribute and help each other, like just small, like a pass, let's say. Like if I pass you something and then they pass it back, it's kind of like a contribution, you know? So like this small pass will create a huge difference in the world.
Obstacles and challenges that kids have, though, when they set a goal and they want to fundraise, they want to help a charity, what are the biggest obstacles that they have to overcome in order to help that charity?
There's a lot of obstacles. So one obstacle would be the people that just say, you know what, I don't believe in what you're doing, I don't believe in it. Like, just the neglect that they get, it's terrible. Another thing would be parents that do not support the kids with whatever they want to do, because you can't do anything without your parents' support, you know. Your parents should always be there to encourage you and support you in whatever they think is good for you. And I think helping people is one of the best moral values there is in life, right? So, and I think another difficulty is peer influence. So there's a lot of kids at school that will make fun of those who want to help people because they're jealous, maybe, or they're one of the poor people, and that they don't want to show that because they want to be cool like the other kids, you know. So I think it's really either peer influence, parents' influence, or just maybe it can also be another obstacle could be them being like lazy enough, them wanting to play video games, maybe them wanting to play on their iPad or whatever, not wanting to help others. Cause anyone can say whatever they want. Oh, like I can say, oh, I'm gonna go run 2,000 kilometers, but it's not like it's gonna happen, right? Whatever you say, you have to make sure that it gets done. So that's what I think is a big obstacle.
Coming up with the idea, following through,
Yeah.
having the initiative to go through. Okay, so what do you think the parents can do to help their kids succeed?
Parents have to always encourage their kids with success, because parents, well, that's your kid. You have to make sure that they grow up to be a beautiful and a wonderful person, you know? So I think that parents have to always encourage, they always have to make sure that their kids are capable and have what they need to make a difference in the world, because that's really what matters, right? If everyone got along, it would be world peace. But it's not always, that's not how it goes. So I think parents should always encourage their kids and help them and make sure that I think parents have to make sure that their kids can do the best that they can. Because a lot of kids have amazing potential to do something. And anything, not only helping people, but maybe playing a sport or whatever. But it's just the parents that don't encourage them that it's really the bad thing.
Okay, so when we were talking about school, sometimes, the kids actually are some of the ones that need the help.
Yes.
Has your school participated in fundraisers, so can drives, toy drives, anything like that?
Our school is, they have a lot of contributions to the people around us. So my school, Monseigneur Jean Noel, is very good so every winter we have a food drive, and this year we've collected over 5,000 canned goods, and we gave them all to the mission, and it took us 3 trucks to get it there. But it was just like, I know the 7th graders personally, we all took the huge boxes and we all put them in the truck, just by hand, because you know what, that's something that we really care about. I know that maybe once a month we have this ceremony, and we always talk about this person did this good thing in our school, this person did this good thing in our school, and we kind of have this little not cup but jar, I guess, and every person that did something good to help the community, we'll take a glass of water and we'll pour it in. It's kind of a thankful moment, that we've done something good. Our school really encourages people to do good things in life. And I think that's a really good thing, because the school has to encourage the students. Because even with all encouragement at home, even with all encouragement from the community, if your school doesn't encourage you, it's not gonna go places.
So how does your school and your teachers and your peers feel about what you do? Have they been inspired by you?
Oh, of course. Later I'll show you pictures. But there's a bunch of teachers that have come to my events to support me, and it's just a good feeling, I have support here. I'm proud to have all this support, because I think that and most of my peers are part of my group. In the beginning they'll be like, oh, you run an organization, oh, that's not even gonna go far, watch and see. But then when they come and join, they take back everything they said, because they see how good it is, And the principal, the vice principal, they're so proud of us as well, because they know, because half of my friends are from the school. That's where I've met all these wonderful people that are here to help me.
So why do you think that it's important for youth, especially psychologically, to get involved with helping, in terms of down the road, in terms of how they feel as a kid? Because I know it's hard being a kid nowadays with social media and everything. But with social media, especially with social media, when you're doing stuff like this and it's being out there and it's being put out there and shared and everybody's commenting about all the great stuff, how do you think that doing what you're doing helps kids psychologically?
I think that it really encourages them because most kids are afraid to speak up, like maybe about religion, maybe about sexuality, maybe about helping others or anything. Most kids are afraid to speak up. They're kind of like alone, like just with themselves. But I think when I do these things and my friends do these things, I think it really encourages them to like, I'm someone here, I can do this, I'm a human being, I have the right to speak up and say things, you know? If I believe in something, that's my right. Like, it really helps them, you know?
How does it help you as someone who's doing this?
Well, it helps me think of, like, it helps me saying, I'm doing something good. It really encourages me to keep going because when I see all these posts, when I see everything, it's like all my friends are talking good about me. Like, it just makes you feel good, you know? Not like the popularity or anything. It's just all the support I get from my friends. Like they're proud of me, and I'm proud of them for helping me, you know? So yeah.
What do you think is the most important thing that you get out of this?
I think the most important thing that I get out of this is the experience. Learning how to not only deal but help others. Learning that others are not always as fortunate as us, and we have to help them. You know, it really is a huge learning experience, and anyone that wants to join my group is welcome to have the same learning experience as I have. It really is amazing.
Who is involved in fundraising to help in our community?
Other youth, you guys should get involved in our community because it is an amazing experience. It is an amazing way to make friendship. It really is. It's a pleasure being there to help others. It really is.
And you've probably made some really good connections. Networking?
Of course.
So that's
Of
probably
course.
really good for your future.
Yeah, but you know, it's not about my future. It's about those who are less fortunate. Because I hope that one day I won't end up like them, like not on the streets. I hope if I do, someone will be there to help me, like we were there to help them. I think my future has a lot ahead because from this I picked up a lot of things. Like the sick kids, I felt bad, which encouraged me to watch a lot of movies about it. And that's where I want my dream job, which is a pediatrician for unknown diseases, you know? So it really helps like me think about my future and the roads to come, and also hearing some of the mistakes that most of the seniors have done, or some mistakes that the poor people have done. It really helps me learn, okay, maybe this is not the right choice. Maybe I should take this path, because, you know, there's separate paths in life. And it's really hard to make the right path, to choose the right path. But once you do, you can't take back what you said, you can't take back what you've done, but you can make yourself better, you can make yourself stronger and more confident.
And just like a side note for you, what you are doing is getting you recognized for all the right reasons. So I know it's all about helping
Others,
the community
yes.
and others, but it sounds like when you're older, what you want to do is help others.
Of
You've
course.
now made connections and got your foot in the door to go down that path.
Yeah.
So that's when I said it actually, all the networking that you're doing is opening a door for you
Of
to
course.
be able to do something like that in the future.
Of course. And even for my other friends that want to be anything, they can be a cop, a fireman, anything, like it still teaches them that helping others is the best way to go. If you had to choose between two paths, either helping others and succeeding, or not helping others and also succeeding, instead of being selfish, it's good to take the generous and helpful path, because it's not only helping them, but it's also a learning experience for yourself. So you're kind of like giving and going, you know,
Yeah.
if you get what I mean.
Okay, so what would you like adults to know about why it's important for them to support the youth fundraisers in our community?
Adults have to support the youth fundraisers because if it's not them that support us, who's gonna support us? Kids don't have a lot of like, maybe they'll give in their birthday money, but it's not like they can help a lot. It's not like they know a lot of like people, and it's not not all of them have social media to post there and stuff. So if adults help, like I know I couldn't have done anything like without my parents, my friends' parents or anything. If they didn't support us, I wouldn't be here. You know, I would still be the lost 7-year-old girl before I saw the man. I would still be the person that just sat there and watched things happen. But I'm not that person anymore. I want parents to encourage, not only parents, maybe uncles, aunts, grandparents, I don't know, to encourage the youth to keep doing these things, because it's not only us that can make a difference. Maybe we're put out to help more because people give us more because they think we're cute or whatever, but they can do as much as we do by just asking, hey, why don't we go volunteer at the mission today? Let's go serve food for them. Like I know at our school, all the teachers went to the Salvation Army and they started serving for one day. They all wore white tops and black pants and they all went serving food. So it was just it made us feel good, like our teachers are getting in, and like it really is a pleasure having all these supporting people in my life.
So before you started doing this, because now you're like a spokesperson. Now
Oh,
you're
thank you.
excellent. Were you always like this, or were you shy? Like, how were you before, and then how have you changed since?
Before I was kind of nervous, like talking in front of like cameras, talking in front of microphones and everything. I've always been a very talkative person. Ask my parents, I would yap away every single time I spoke. My teachers would know everything about my life because I would talk so much. But it's not like I wouldn't talk to strangers. I would kind of like just like say, oh, hi, how are you? Like, nice to meet you, you know. Like just an average like welcoming, and then I'd come back down to say bye and stuff. So it wasn't like right now where I could like speak loud and like really talk. I would mostly talk to people I really know well, like maybe teachers, principals and stuff, you know. So I would like mostly talk with like people I know. If I don't really know them, I would kind of like talk like softly, like a fake voice, but like I like not anymore. It really has like helped me develop and talk like I'm talking to anyone today. Like I'm happy to talk in front of like a group of people. I'm happy to talk in front of anyone. It really is a pleasure. I feel like it's kind of like a talent that got given to me, and I'm grateful for the talent because it really is helpful.
So who was your biggest influence?
My biggest influence were definitely my parents, because like I said, they really got me into this. And also that man, you know, even if I don't know his name, even though I don't know where he is at this moment, he was still a huge impact on my life, because, you know, like it's just so, I'm just so grateful. I really am.
Why do you do this, and will you continue?
I do this because I want to make a difference in the world. I want everyone to be as fortunate as I am and as we are, you know. I will definitely continue. I want to continue with more things, like I want to add things to the plate, and maybe like I might make like a junior Maya's friends and then a senior Maya's friends. So the junior Maya's friends, because the juniors, they can't go serve lunch at like the Salvation Army. So the junior Maya's friends would do the lemonade stand, they'll pass out brownies, cookies, and then we'll go serve lunch at like the Salvation Army. We'll go have one-on-ones with like the poor people, have one-on-ones with the seniors, just to really, because usually the poor people, the seniors, they're kind of like isolated. But I want to get them out of their shell so they can talk, so they can tell me about their experiences. Because it's not only a learning experience for me, but it's also helpful for them as well.
One more question. So I asked you what you would say to kids to try to get them involved, but what do you want to say to kids who are already doing this?
I want to say good job, because you've really made a difference in the world. And even if one kid does it, it still makes a difference in the world. And like honestly, I think every kid is capable of doing anything. If they have a different religion, if they're a different race, if anything, if they can speak multiple languages or just one, every kid is capable of doing the same thing, because we're all equal, right? And I think we can all make a difference in the world, not only kids but also adults.
Excellent. Thank you so much. You gave me some really good information.